Hallo Leute und willkommen zurück zur dritten Folge von The Stanley Parable. Wir haben in der letzten Folge völlig den Faden verloren. Wir wissen überhaupt nicht mehr, wo wir sind. Der Erzähler und anscheinend Geschichtenschreiber hat auch völlig die Orientierung verloren. Und mal gucken, wo er uns diesmal hinführt. So.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay. Aber das war doch ein Büro. Warum ist hier kein Büro?
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to
Wir
be?
drehen uns
Go
im
wild.
Kreis.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Diese Linie. Überall. Tschüss. Ah.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door
Bin mir noch schwindelig dabei.
here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Diese Logik habe ich nicht verstanden. Confusing ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
The narrator
It's
is
all
gone.
determined?
Stanley done.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Was? Ich dachte, das Spiel ist abgestürzt. Und jetzt?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Ich wollte gerade irgendwas sagen.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Wir haben doch noch gar nicht 8-mal restartet, oder? Ich dachte, es ist jetzt...
2845.
Ich dachte, es ist jetzt irgendwie...
By simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Da stand auf der Tafel, nach dem 5. Mal hat er alles vergessen. Vielleicht hat er jetzt auch wirklich alles vergessen. Hat er jetzt... Was, 5? Ich bin selbst schon verrückt. Ich weiß nicht mehr, wie oft wir restartet. Ich bin aber 5-mal gewesen.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Ja, ich musste mal ausprobieren, was passiert, wenn wir uns dem widersetzen, oder?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
I'm crouching.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Nicht. Jetzt gehen die dazu.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Okay.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Das ist ja krass. Ja, ich will mich jetzt noch mal kurz umschauen, was hier noch so ist. Also hier sind die ganzen Dinge, die wir anscheinend gefunden haben. Eine Art Museum. Da waren wir noch nicht. Hier waren wir definitiv noch nicht. Anfangs in der Entwicklung haben wir ein Ende designt, in dem Stanley auf ein Schlachtfeld von kämpfenden Aliens kommt. Das würde irgendwie den Krieg gegen den Erzähler auslösen. Ah, die haben es rausgemacht. Okay, aber soweit ich weiß, gibt es dafür ein DLC. Da kannst du das spielen. Jetzt sind wir wieder da unten. Na gut, ich weiß es nicht. Wenn da Credits stand, haben wir es jetzt geschafft? Oder kommt da jetzt gleich wieder was? Oder?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time choose.
Und jetzt? Da jetzt mal. Hier? Ähm. Ähm. Und jetzt? Wollen wir warten? Warten wir noch ein paar Sekunden. Also irgendwie schon krass, oder? Wir sind verschiedensten Wege gelaufen und immer kam was anderes raus. Also nicht, ob es sich lohnt, noch mal zu spielen oder ob das jetzt dann das war oder Hätte vorne im Kraftwerk noch auf einen anderen Knopf drücken können. Scheint nichts mehr zu passieren. Mein Computer rattern. Ja, okay. Ich gehe jetzt auf und starte für die nächste Episode ein Spiel. Ich sagen wollte damit. Was? Wie habe ich ihn jetzt gespeichert? 6. Gut, vielen Dank, dass ihr mir zugeschaut habt. Es war sehr interessant. Wir werden auf jeden Fall in der nächsten Episode mal noch ein paar andere Wege probieren. Hoffentlich können wir da noch ein bisschen machen. Wir sehen uns dann wieder, wenn es euch gefallen hat. Denkt an den Daumen nach oben und lasst mir einen Kommentar da, was ihr von dem Spiel haltet oder ob ihr noch wisst, ob es andere Enden gibt oder ob ich noch andere Wege gehen kann. Wäre cool, wenn ihr es mir in die Kommentare einmal reinschreibt. Und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.